All right. Hello, my name is Brianna Lowe, and this is Athena's channel, where we talk about wisdom, mental warfare, and practical reasoning. In this video, I wanted to discuss this really important example that I use in order to stabilize myself. This is something I don't think I've talked about before on my channel, but if it helps you to recognize that you are the operant power, then I wanted to share this. Okay, here is the example. Imagine that you are working in a corporate setting. And this is what I do personally. You can take it or leave it. But you're working at a corporate setting and you have a boss. Okay? You are the boss. You are the CEO and you have employees. But there's this specific employee. I just want you to think of one employee. This employee is your best performing employee. It does whatever you say to do, and it always gives you the best outcome. So, as the CEO of your company, you are pretty much drafting out exactly what you want. You're being very specific with your goals, with what you want to see done within your company. And whatever you tell this employee, the moment that you tell it to do something, is on it. Like, this employee is, again, it's the best employee. It is like, absolutely, you got it, I'm on it, boss. So as soon as you give out this order, you assign the task, assign the assignment, then the employee gets straight to work. Now, here's the thing. Being the CEO, you have a lot of things going on in your present day. So you're very busy. You don't need to check up on the employee. You don't need to ask the employee when it's going to be done, because you pretty much already set the deadline. You already set the tone. You already gave the assignment to the employee. Now, here's the thing. If you've ever been in a corporate setting, which I know that a lot of people have, but even if you haven't, there is a term called micromanager. And a micromanager is pretty difficult to work with because they are micromanaging everything that you do. Every small thing that happens, they're wanting to be a part of, and they're wanting to track your progress. They're wanting to make sure that everything is done perfectly. Again, it's very hard to work with micromanagers because of that style of operating and that style of leading. It's very difficult. So, going back to being the CEO, when you start micromanaging, that is the equivalent of checking up on your manifestation to see if it's coming towards you, to see if it's happening, to check on your emotional state, to make sure that you're perfectly in alignment. That is not doing what you think it's doing. In fact, most of the time, the moment that you ask, it is given. If you had the amount of faith that is required to ask once and know that it is given, you would be able to manifest immediately, because what you assume to be true is true for you. So if you have an assumption that the moment I ask, it is given, then you can go about your day as the CEO and work on all the projects and give gratitude to everything that is currently happening in your circumstance. By the time the employee is ready with the project, ready with the assignment, the employee says, hey, here you go, delivers the project to you, and then you can enjoy that project as well as all the other benefits that you have received working as a CEO. This is something that I remind myself very often, especially when I feel like I'm getting in the way. The most powerful people are the most non-resistant, meaning that they flow like water, they're adaptable, they're able to be consistent, but also remain unfazed and also remain very strong in what they want to achieve. I did a live just recently, and in this live I talked about the difference between successful people and the ones that aren't. And there's not that much of a difference. Usually everyone is experiencing the same amount of failure. If not, successful people are experiencing it more. But what is happening, what the biggest difference is that they're willing to remain unwavered, remain non-resistant to the flow that is automatically happening in their life, and they don't see things as obstacles. They see it as an opportunity for them to learn, grow, and expand. So If you are wanting to create a routine for yourself and create this consistency, that is going to be the first step. It's being clear on what you want and just letting your employee know exactly what you want. From then on out, it's only your job to stay in the present moment and be consistent in the knowing that it is done. That is where the consistency comes in. So if you are constantly checking the 3D, when you are constantly asking the employee, you're hovering over the employee asking for information, that is a sign that you don't trust the employee. And the employee has to go out of its way to acknowledge whatever you're saying and adjust its assignment to whatever you are telling it to do. Okay, so hey, this isn't working out for me. You're telling the employee, hey, this isn't working out for me. Hey, this isn't coming in the timeline that I wanted it to come in. And the employee just goes, oh, okay, let me go ahead and prove that to you. Okay, I got it, I'm on it. This is my new task now. Getting in the way, okay? You're like, as a micromanager, you get in the way of your own manifestations. So I hope that this analogy has been helpful. I hope that this example has served you and provided value. I believe that the best way to operate is to become non-resistant. Become a non-resistant instrument to the flow that is automatically 24/7 running through you, okay? And this current that I'm talking about, this God source energy, is very powerful already. You don't need to do anything else. You're perfect just as you are, right where you're at. You can achieve it, whatever it is that you're wanting to manifest. Now, here are here's like bonus 3 little tips that are physical actions that you can do to feel like you are becoming faithful and trusting in your employee. And your employee is God, by the way. I hope we caught on to that, but yeah, your employee is God, and it can also be considered a cell. So you have 30 trillion cells plus running through your body, and each cell is an employee. You're telling your employees what to do and when you would like it by. You can put a deadline on things, but I wouldn't recommend that just because you can tend to micromanage when you put a deadline on things. So you put the order out, you've got all of that accomplished, your employee is on it. It is up to you as a CEO to have faith in that employee. Now, before I forget, okay, when you are talking to an employee as a leader and as a CEO, you don't want to criticize your employee. When you are criticizing the work of your employee, when you're saying that they're not doing a good job, that's all it's doing is creating momentum that's going to disengage them. This is real life now, okay? That just causes the employee to not want to do their work. And I look at it the same way. If I'm constantly criticizing a situation and making, my employee, my cells, feel like they are useless and not doing exactly what I wanted them to do, then it creates this feeling state in my body that is 180 from what I'm wanting to manifest. However, if I start having appreciation, you're doing a great job, you've always supported me, thank you so much for being the best, most loyal employee, then the employee is very excited, and the employee is like, you know what, you said 2 weeks, but like, I can give this to you in 3 days. Let me work on this task for you. And since you're giving me the space and the room to breathe, I can definitely get this project done. I hope that this is making sense. This is how I see it in my head. So this is the example that I typically refer to. And then I also refer to the example of the movie theater. This is something that Neville Goddard has talked about in one of his books. So I would also check out that analogy. But anyway, the practical tips. Okay, so here is the first one. Drink lots of water. First thing in the morning, drink lots of water. It's not a coincidence that water is the most powerful element on Earth. So the fact that you need the most powerful element in order to survive means that you are very powerful yourself. So drink lots of water. That will allow you to physically let go of a lot of stagnation. The second thing is meditation, breath work. I've already talked about this in many videos. I'll leave links in the description box below of good meditations. And then the third one, take a nap, okay? Taking a nap will automatically put you into alignment. Whenever you sleep, you are fully immersed in your natural God state. So you don't need to do anything else. That is pure alignment. So those are the 3 tips that I have for you if you feel like you need, a little refresh. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Love you so much. Bye.